At the very outset, the Indian steel industry would like to warmly welcome the extension of the lockdown announced by our Honorable Prime Minister till the 3rd of May of this year. No doubt, in the scenario of the current COVID-19 pandemic, this is a necessary step. If we do not flatten our curve, not only the economy, but also many people would be affected across our entire country. The attention also has now turned to the economy, and the consolidated revised guidelines issued by the Ministry of Home, which have come in this morning, turns the attention of the entire country towards a revival of our economic activities. We as a steel industry warmly welcome the reliefs and measures that have been provided, particularly to the manufacturing sector. We have been classified even earlier as an essential service, and of course we are a continuous processing industry. We have also given our assurance to the government that we will maintain all the SOPs necessary for ensuring the health and safety of our staff and workers in our plants. These will be strictly as per the advice given to us by the Home Ministry in today's guidelines, plus a whole list of protocols which we have put together and provided to government. One particular aspect that draws our attention and is important from the point of view of the steel sector is the opening up of public transport, interstate movement of goods of all kinds, whether these be by road transport or rail or air freight, and even by inland waterways. This will assist the steel sector and the manufacturing area of our economy greatly. Along with this, special mention must be made of the fact that the guidelines also allow the free movement of contractual labor. One major problem that we have been facing is indeed the availability of labor in all our operations, in our plants and in our downstream. And therefore, these two aspects of free movement of transportation and of contractual labor are especially beneficial to us. I think also that just like the steel sector, many other sectors of the economy are looking forward now to what might be referred to as a stimulus package. At the end of the day, the economy does need a stimulus from government in these very difficult times. So concessions on the availability of working capital, soft loans, an extension of the current moratorium by another 3 months, financial help of this kind would be most welcome. Broad basing a stimulus package across sectors would be, I think, a necessity at this time and will send a very positive signal, not just to the nation as a whole, but even to the entire world. It is our belief that when this happens, we will be ready to begin the first signs of recovery after this very dark side of the COVID-19 pandemic. A further aspect of these guidelines, which is particularly welcome, is the fact that the mining industry, the coal industry, and of course explosives have all been opened up. And this ensures that we will be able to have access to our essential raw materials. Along with this comes the very welcome news that we will now have access to aspects that we had not thought before, which is the offtake of our production. Now that the guidelines are also opening up the construction sector, the infrastructure sector with roads and bridges and highways, and of course this will boost demand and help us to dispose of some of the materials that have stockpiled in our plants. Economists estimate now, looking at these guidelines, that almost 30 to 40% of the economy will soon be back on the track. In conclusion, On behalf of the steel industry, I would like to assure the Honorable Prime Minister and indeed the entire nation that we are very much at the forefront of the fight against the pandemic. We will ensure that the health and safety of all our staff and our workers in our plants is well looked after, that all the protocols are maintained, and that we do our very best to ensure that the country recovers from this pandemic and moves ahead. Thank you.